What's going on, y'all? Tech Me Out here, and this is a video I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's regarding the best HomeKit accessories. So recently I've really gotten deeper into like the whole HomeKit ecosystem of smart home tech, and I've been enjoying it primarily because instead of going into each individual app per product like I used to do, I can now at least toggle them on and off from Control Center on my iPhone, or I can force press on it and get a few options. I don't know, it just kind of simplifies everything for you, so you don't always have to go into that folder you have on your phone called, Smart Home Tech or whatever you may have called it, that has all of your smart home tech accessories. So all you have to do is go to your phone, pull down Control Center, tap on the home icon, and then you get a glimpse at your favorite accessories. So I can literally come in here and do things like that hue light back there. I can just tap on it and it'll instantly turn off. Or I can tap on it and it'll turn on. Or I can long press it and come in here and change the color to maybe purple instead. So you can get a few options from within here without per se going into each individual app. Now, if you go into your phone and you go into the home app, you then unveil scenes and a couple of more options. So with these scenes, you can actually come in here and say goodnight, and what'll happen is maybe your thermostat will change to a certain temperature, or your lights will turn off, or it'll make sure that your door is locked. It basically lets a sequence of actions happen from you just tapping on one thing. Now, the other thing that I like about it is that it also offers end-to-end encryption. Things are gonna be very secure for you. So in essence, that's like the gist of HomeKit if you're not familiar with it, but I got a lot of tech that I wanna show you in this video, starting with the August lock. So I've been enjoying this for the past couple of weeks. And ultimately what it's gonna allow you to do is not only use your phone to unlock your door, but you can also create remote keys for other people to use to enter into your home, which is great, especially if you're gonna be having guests over and you're not home and you need to let them in. Or maybe you own an Airbnb, you can now create virtual keys for your guests to use to get into the home. So of course, with those virtual keys, you can then see who's entering in and out of your house. It wasn't too difficult to install, even though I managed somehow to lock myself in my house because I didn't read the manual all the way, but nonetheless, I'd say it took me about maybe 15-20 minutes to install things. On the outside of the door, there's actually no indication that I do have an August lock on this side, so I'll show you that real quick. So as you can see here, basically, there's no indication that all of this tech is on the other side of the door. So I found that pretty cool because it's very unassuming. No one will ever know that you have this type of setup. So that's another cool feature about this. You can make your door automatically lock after a certain amount of time. And in my case, I have mine set to 20 seconds. Now, you're not limited to only using your phone to unlock your door. You can still use a key like you normally would. Or if you're on the inside here and you want to unlock it, all you have to do is turn this and it unlocks, turn it back to lock it. So you can still unlock and lock your door as you normally would, even with this up there. So the other cool thing is you're gonna get notifications every time your door is locked or unlocked. And of course you can turn this setting off if it becomes annoying. But I personally like knowing this because in addition to having my security camera, I now know basically anytime my door is, unlocked or locked. And if I were to grant somebody a key, I would then get a notification that, such and such has entered into the home kind of thing. So right now we're in the application, big and bold. I can see the door is locked. I tap on it, instantly unlocks it. Tap it again, instantly locks it. So there's no delay there. Down here you have some more options to manage the door, so I can see all the activity of when it was unlocked or locked. I can see my guest list, and currently I don't have anyone set as a guest. But that's pretty much the gist of the August lock. Thus far, I'm loving it. I mean, one of the main things that I personally like about it is the fact that I can ensure that I lock my door, because I'm kind of OCD a little bit with that. Like, I'm constantly trying to make sure that I locked it. So now if I'm ever in doubt if I did, I can just go to my phone, check and make sure, and see that my door's locked. On to the next product. Now this next item is actually one of a few from a specific brand. And they've came out with a few products, and one in particular, which I have with me right now, is known as Eve Degree. So this particular item can be used indoors and outdoors and give you basically a readout of the current temperature. So the design alone of this allows you to pretty much place this anywhere and it look nice. But on the screen here, you have an LCD that's gonna permanently display the weather, or instead it could give you the humidity. So I see this as a nice option, basically like to place outside, so that then instead of going to a weather app, you can actually either go to your control center or you can go within the home app And you'll see here at the bottom, I have a readout of what the current temperature is that's being displayed on the Eve Degree. But in addition to getting that type of information, if you hop into the Eve app, you can actually get some more in-depth information. So if you tap on the particular item in which you're trying to get more information of, you can see a graph that shows you the data over time of what the temperature was in which it tracked, or the humidity in which it tracked. So this is nice to put in your living room, outdoors, maybe in your greenhouse or terrace if you have one, your wine cellar, or in a room in general that you need to monitor, or maybe, you know, if you have a particular home appliance that you need to keep track of in terms of temperature so that it doesn't drop below a certain degree or exceed a certain degree. You can manage that using something like this. Or if I want, I can just ask Siri what the temperature is on this. So, what's the temperature in my home?
The temperature in my home is at 87 degrees Fahrenheit.
So you can get that information without even having to unlock your phone. I know it says 87 degrees, but it's really not that hot in here. I don't know why, but it doesn't feel like it. I mean, I got on a sweater, come on. Plus, on top of all of that, you can also have a certain action happen based upon a certain temperature being reached in the room. So maybe you want your fan to cut on, or your humidifier or another appliance in your house to cut on based upon the temperature being a certain degree. You'll be able to do that with something like this. But yeah, that's enough about this product. Let's get on to the next one. Before we move on to the next item, something I do want to point out about, you know, using HomeKit that I really like is the fact that you don't have like a difficult setup process. So each item basically is going to have a barcode somewhere on it. All you have to do is scan it within the app for that item, answer the questions that it's going to ask you, and that's really it. So very simple process, so you don't have to feel intimidated with getting any of this set up. Now, another product I'm using is a smart plug, and these are really handy when you want to take a non-smart tech item and make it smart so that you can either control it with your phone or your voice. So in my case, what I've done is actually plug in my LED strip that you see right here into that adapter so that I can do things like this. Hey Siri, turn off my light strip.
Okay.
Hey Siri, turn on my light strip.
Done.
There we go. So I'm able to at least turn it on and off using my voice. I can't change the color because it is just a cheap LED strip that I got off of Amazon, but even though it was cheap, I can at least control the power to it by turning it on and off. To change the color, I have to go back to the remote. Now, if you take the use of some of these smart home accessories a little bit further and actually implement them into things like your decorations for the holidays, such as Christmas, then you then have the opportunity to automate a few more things and eliminate potentially some of the stress that you might normally experience. So for instance, iHome has a plug that can actually be used outdoors. That way, instead of always having to go outside to turn on those beautiful decorations that you have, you can just use your phone instead. Or you can just automate it so that they automatically come on at a certain time and go off at a certain time. And just like the indoor smart hub, you can even use your voice if you want. Now, another favorite HomeKit accessory of mine is the Nano leaf lights. So I had the opportunity to take a look at how some of these HomeKit tech items could be implemented in scenarios like this one here for a Christmas setting. And with the Rhythm Kit, it can do things like move to the beat of your music. So if you got that Christmas music going on and you're setting the scene there, the light panels will then light up to the beat of the music. So not only is this visually appealing, but it's also pretty cool to have that going on at something like a Christmas party. Now, of course, my collection of HomeKit accessories is constantly growing. So I will be making another video, you know, pretty much discussing some other products that are HomeKit enabled that I am enjoying, as, you know, there's still more to talk about that I have yet to feature in this one. So with that said, drop down below a HomeKit accessory that you would like to see. Don't forget that thumbs up button and subscribe button. And as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.
What's up, YouTube? I'm Jimmy Chu, the co-founder and CEO of Nanoleaf. And check out this amazing Christmas tree that we built here. You'll see a mixture of old and new with the classic Christmas trees, as well as our Nanoleaf Christmas tree. Thank you.
Thanks. Good job. Yes.